I've shared some of the most transformative teachings on how to rewire your mind, reprogram your subconscious, and radically shift your reality from the inside out. Today, I've brought 3 of the most powerful concepts from my work together into one video, each one designed to help you collapse years of inner work into minutes of clarity and transformation. If you've ever felt stuck repeating the same patterns in your life, this is your chance to finally understand why and to shift it for good. And don't miss the powerful process linked at the end. This is where you'll experience this transformation for yourself in real time. So let's begin. Take a moment to think of your life now and what you're getting out of it. And you'll probably realize that what you believe to be true about yourself and life in general is what you're currently experiencing. It really can't be any other way. Ask yourself, when I wake up in the morning, do I act like the person I acted like the day before? And do I get the same results each day as I did the day before? Most people answer these questions with a resounding yes. But what if you acted like someone else? And have you ever wondered what it would be like if you had a different personality and a different set of experiences? Is there someone you admire who seems to just naturally captivate others or effortlessly create success or dynamic relationships or have one good thing after another happen to them? And have you ever thought that it's perfectly okay to reinvent yourself and change your personality? We aren't necessarily taught that we can change aspects of ourselves that we don't like, but we can. You can literally claim an entirely new state of being and a new you who has reinvented their life. And in doing so, you create an entirely new reality and a new set of experiences. It takes a little practice to become someone new, but that's what it takes to create a new massive change in your life. Because when you do this, natural law dictates that your reality must match what you embody. When you change your self-image, you will most definitely change your life. I know this with absolute certainty because I've done it myself. Going from maid to doctor and learning how to increase my happiness, abundance, my health, my relationships, my career, and everything in between. Let's talk for a moment about your reflection. When you walk up to a mirror, you see a perfect reflection of yourself. And if you were to comb through your hair, your reflection would do the same. But what if you were to try to comb through the hair on the reflection? What would happen? Well, nothing really. You might look a little silly because you can't change or alter the reflection without altering you. The self-image regulates your entire life. What you accomplish, what you don't accomplish, your relationships, your success, your abundance, how you think, how you act, and what you attract. Your self-image operates automatically. Your brain and nervous system make up what's known as a cybernetic mechanism. I've used this analogy before, but in case you've never heard it, I will outline here how a mechanical cybernetic mechanism works. Think of the thermostat in your home and imagine you have it set to 70 degrees. If someone opens a door or a window and allows outside air in that's either hotter or cooler than 70 degrees, the control center of the thermostat, which is much like your brain and your own cybernetic mechanism, will pick up a deviation from the set program of 70 degrees, and then automatically send a message through the electrical system, which is much like your nervous system, to the furnace that signals it that the air conditioning or heat should be turned on. This happens in a fraction of a second, and the air kicks on until the temperature adjusts to the original set program on the thermostat that you or someone else originally set. And this is also how you work. When something deviates outside of your set parameters, your brain and nervous system automatically, within a fraction of a second, put things back into alignment within the set program. This is why traditional types of therapy don't always work for individuals. They may want to change with every fiber of their being, but if they don't make the adjustment properly, the regulating system within them will adjust them and their life right back to where they were. In other words, when they try to make a change, it's the internal program that must be adjusted in order for it to stick. If you change the program on your thermostat from 70 to 75, that would be an example of changing the internal program, and the air would adjust accordingly. Where a person is concerned, they must get into the program of their subconscious mind and change the parameters there so that they automatically readjust to a new set of programs that align with what they truly want. All of our mental programs are housed in the subconscious, and they operate automatically just like the set temperature in the thermostat analogy. But once you make the change there, There's no limit to what you can achieve and experience. So here's an example of how the system works in us. Let's say that a person's internal self-image for their body weight is 175 pounds. This is the mental image that they hold of themselves, and their weight is maintained automatically by the subconscious mind. Their behavior will always match that self-image because it's a program within them. What they eat, their exercise level, and how they feel will be in exact accordance with that mental image and the set program. So here's what happens. One day a person consciously decides that they want to lose weight, and they go on a diet. And they begin to exercise. Then they use their willpower to do it. And that works for them for a little while, and they might see some results. But then what happens? Many people who do this, not all but many, will quit their new regimen and gain all of their weight back within a very short period of time. And some even gain more. You might have actually known someone who's done this. The same happens with relationships and money because the self-image keeps the behavior in alignment with the parameters it holds on a subconscious level. For instance, I've had clients who wanted to increase their financial status and can sometimes create more money than they did the month or the year before. And as soon as they start to create better results, their thermostat, so to speak, recognizes the deviation from the existing financial self-image and automatically reverts them back to behaving in alignment and total sync with that self-image, or the mental image that they carry about the type of success and money that they can create. And the same happens where relationships are concerned. If the self-image indicates that a person's unlucky in love or always attracts the wrong type of partner, that's what will continue to happen. But when the self-image is changed to create a new set of parameters, people magically and consistently become lucky in love, money, weight, or anything else that they're trying to achieve. And we often refer to this as the law of attraction, because what we feel on the inside is what we create in our outer experience. So to create a new self-image and therefore a new life, we have to outgrow our old habits and grow into a new pattern. Our individual personalities become comfortable because they are created through habit. In other words, we do it over and over again throughout our lifetime. So to change the self-image and therefore what you create an outer experience, you have to start creating new habits. Here's a quick way to start creating a new self-image habit. Number 1, redefine who you want to be and write it down. Keep all of the good qualities that you now have and change anything that you deem to be negative by writing it as a positive. Number 2, read this new definition of yourself back to yourself every day for several weeks. I would even go as far as to say make it 30 to 90 days. Number 3, begin to visualize this new you often. Number 4, talk about yourself in terms if you were this new you. And number 5, practice this over and over again with consistency until it becomes a habit. The subconscious mind is the power source, and you can use your consciousness to alter the programs it stores. And when you do this, you start to automatically do everything possible to keep consistent with your new self-image without even being aware of it, because it becomes very automatic on a subconscious level, and the results naturally follow. The subconscious mind is designed to reinforce and regulate your life. This includes everything, from the heartbeat and breathing to the chemical processes in the body. But the subconscious mind also regulates your mental self just as much as it regulates your physical self. It continuously filters your perception and creates intent focus on stimuli that affirms your pre-existing beliefs. This is known in psychology as confirmation bias. The subconscious mind also brings up repeated thoughts and behaviors that mimic ones that you've already done in the past because it likes things to remain consistent and comfortable. And it makes no distinction as to whether those thoughts and behaviors are beneficial to you or not. Because of this, in order to manifest something different, it is the subconscious mind that we must mold to our benefit. And we do this by creating a new mental habit in a language that the subconscious mind cannot resist. Following is a subconscious mind manifestation technique that you can use to jump into the experience of becoming the version of yourself that is and has what you want. And it's designed in such a way that the subconscious mind will have difficulty reverting back to old habitual ways of thinking that don't move you out of your current experience when you practice it with consistency and dedication. Number 1, write down specifically the type of person you want to be and the type of experiences that you would like to have. I talk often about becoming clear on what you want to create. Just As you would order a meal in a restaurant exactly the way you want it, our order to the universe must also be clear and detailed. So add as many details as possible when doing this. How do you look as this new person with the life that you dream of? What actions do you want to take? How do you feel? What experiences do you want to have? Who do you spend more time with? Where do you live? Ask yourself questions such as these to get a clear mental image of the type of person who has the experiences that you're now manifesting into your life and how you would look with them. Number 2, once you have a clear picture in your mind of this version of you, take a few moments to imagine that you have a twin that embodies all of these traits, feelings, and experiences that you've written down. You can do this in your own time, but for the purposes of this video, I'm outlining the steps in the process so that you can use them later. So imagine that this twin of yours is the favorable version of you with all of the traits that you prefer and the life that you prefer. Take a few moments to watch this twin and notice how they talk, walk, behave, and interact with others as the person who is everything that you're now manifesting. See them in your perfect setting, having a perfect day, and pay attention to the details of their life so that you can allow your mind to soak itself in that. Number 3, once you have a clear picture of this in your mind, visualize that you are having a private conversation with your twin in a setting of your choosing. Ask any questions that you have about the way he or she lives and how he or she got there. Listen to this version of you tell you how wonderful their life is and what they love so much about it. Again, take as long as you need in this portion of the visualization so that you absorb the valuable information and feeling states. This is where the subconscious mind will be most receptive. Number 4, after you have had this conversation with your twin in your mind, it's time to detach from any old unfavorable circumstances by imagining that you are merging with this twin, that the two of you are becoming one person. This part of the process may be easier if you come into this portion of the visualization with an understanding that your perfect twin has waited for a long time for this type of permission from you so that he or she can show you how to be your authentic self with a life full of happiness, love, abundance, and peace. Or you could use your mind to invite your twin to merge with you in this way, and then allow his or her positive thoughts, feelings, and behaviors to become your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Feel how it feels to be this twin with the perfect life that you are creating. And again, take as long as you need with this part of the process so that you can get into the feeling state of how this feels. You're trying to impress your subconscious mind with new information and new feeling states. Number 5, anytime old habits or experiences come up, use your mind to listen to this twin telling you with conviction to not pay attention to the old version and not to accept it. Take your time to listen to this version of you as it tells you that whatever is happening currently in your life is merging you fully into the more preferred version of you with the preferred experiences. Hear them tell you that you don't have to understand how or why this is working, that it doesn't have to make sense to you in this moment, and that the circumstances at hand are actually a part of getting you there because the universe is doing all of the work for you. This will help you take on a more relaxed attitude regarding the manifestation process and allow it to come about. And it will be this relaxed attitude that determines your outcome. And number 6, use the following affirmation either before or after your visualization process, or you can do both to solidify your manifested transformation. Today, right now, I set a firm intention that I am easily and effortlessly becoming the version of myself that I've always dreamed of. I am willing to see this change, and I now deeply and completely commit to opening myself fully to this physically manifested version of me. I deserve to allow this to develop in the best, easiest, and most effortless way possible, and I do so now. I like the way it feels when I allow the universe to work for me, and I find it easy to open myself to this. I now align myself with the universal infinite forces of nature. So this is manifested in physical form, and I am able to see daily how this transformation comes into its beautiful fullness. I am moving more and more into the best version of me each and every day. Do this process daily. Repetition is the key to making it work. Many people say to use manifestation techniques for 21 days, but I believe through my own practices and the practices of my clients that 30, 60, or even 90 days is more advantageous for seeing results. The goal is to create a mental habit that overrides any old mental habits that stop success. New mental habits create new emotional habits, and the two combined create new perceptions and new action habits. The new perceptions allow you to see things you possibly couldn't see before, opening you up to new possibilities that might have always been there, but were blocked by your subconscious programs from the past, and new action habits that come inspired from within align you with the experiences that you choose to manifest in your life. As you use this process with consistency, here's another tip. You're going to begin to see new opportunities arise, and I recommend saying yes to things that you normally would not say yes to if they're in alignment with this new version of you. As you continue to reprogram your subconscious mind, this will become easier and easier to do. Saying yes to new things opens you up to new experiences and opportunities that may have once been out of your view due to the old way of thinking. But as you program in a new expanded set of boundaries, new circumstances will begin to arise in an effort to put you in the right place at the right time. This will be an example of the universe working for you, and trying new things increases your chances of manifesting your desired outcome. When we program something new into the subconscious mind, it becomes a reflex where a new attitude, feeling, and reaction take place, because the subconscious mind carries out our mental commands in a very literal sense. You're using your mind to mentally program in the version of your authentic self while giving the command to let go of the limited self. You do not have to accept ideas about your life that don't align with what you desire to manifest. Using your free will gift of imagination can change those ideas and set you free. You've probably heard before that our thoughts shape the reality that we experience. That negative thinking attracts negative circumstances, while positive thinking brings positive outcomes. But if that's true, why isn't everyone who reads self-help books and attends motivational seminars wildly successful? And why do people who genuinely want lasting change still struggle to manifest it? Better yet, have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things but nothing changes? Let me know in the comments if you've ever hit that wall before. For years, I've studied what separates those who create their reality from those who stay stuck in frustration. And what I've discovered is something pretty powerful. Something that explains why manifestation either works effortlessly or seems impossible. The moment a person truly shifts internally, their circumstances begin to change as if reality itself is rearranging in their favor. Not by chance, but because their subconscious mind is now working for them instead of against them. And once you understand how to unlock this, manifestation becomes effortless. The old you will resist change. The version of you that's used to your current reality will find every excuse to stay the same, to push this information aside, and to procrastinate and say, "I'll get to it later." And that's how the subconscious mind works. It's wired for survival. It holds on to the familiar, even when the familiar is the very thing that keeps you stuck. So let's test something right now. Think about something that you've been trying to manifest. Are you fully convinced that it's already yours? Or have you been waiting for proof before believing? Be honest with yourself, because this is where the shift starts. If you aren't convinced of it yet, your subconscious mind doesn't believe it either. And when your subconscious mind doesn't believe something, it won't allow you to perceive the opportunities that bring it into reality. And this is why surface-level positive thinking isn't actually enough. Manifestation isn't about just repeating affirmations. It's about shifting your deepest subconscious identity to align with what you desire. And that's exactly what we're about to do. There's a core law that you may or may not be familiar with, and it governs everything in your life. And here it is. What you believe determines what you make true as your experience of reality. Why? Because your beliefs are the lens through which you see reality. Change that lens and you change your experience. Let me give you an example. Years ago, a scientist named Dr. Ellen Langanger conducted a fascinating experiment that revealed the true power of belief. She took a group of elderly men and placed them in an environment that was a perfect replica of their lives 20 years earlier. Same decor, same music, same cultural references. The twist: they were instructed to act as if they were actually living in that time. They spoke in the present, tense about their careers, their families, and their health, fully embodying the mindset of their younger selves. And the results were astonishing. Within just a short period, their physical health improved, their posture straightened, flexibility increased, even their vision and their cognitive function showed measurable improvement. Why? Because their subconscious minds accepted a new reality and their bodies followed suit. This is the key that most people overlook. When your mind fully embodies a belief, you embody a state that aligns with that belief, and then reality reshapes itself to match. In my practice, I've watched many people completely transform their reality. Not by waiting for external circumstances to change, but by shifting their internal world first. Once they convince themselves on a deep subconscious level that they are a new person with a new set of belief systems, new opportunities start showing up. They're always in the right place, at the right time, and they notice possibilities that they've never seen before simply because they reprogram their subconscious mind to expect these things. Does that mean that skill and effort don't matter? No, but skill follows belief. Action follows belief. And what some might consider luck also follows belief. People we call lucky aren't just fortunate. They expect good things to happen. They decide that they will experience good things without accepting anything less. So, their subconscious mind is programmed to see and attract opportunities, while some people are only programmed to see obstacles. What we can take away from this is that your expectations, which stem from your beliefs, are extremely powerful when it comes to your experience of reality. Who you believe you are, how you believe life works, what you decide to be true for you and you decide is not true for you dictates how your life plays out. Have you ever noticed that when you expect a bad day, everything seems to go wrong? That's not a coincidence. It's your subconscious mind reinforcing your belief. It always reinforces your beliefs and your expectations. In fact, the reverse is also true. When you expect to win, you always find ways to win. When you expect to be lucky, you start noticing little moments of luck everywhere. When you expect wealth, you start making decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. When you expect love, you radiate the energy that draws people in. When you expect freedom, you stop making choices that keep you trapped. And when you expect happiness, you shift your focus from what's missing to what's already there. And in doing so, you create even more reasons to feel joyful. This is actually rooted in psychology. It's a direct reflection of how the subconscious mind works. Your mind filters reality to match what you believe to be true, which means that every possibility already exists. But it's your expectations that determine which ones you actually get to see and experience. So if you don't consciously rewrite the beliefs that block you from seeing what you want, you'll keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. So imagine waking up tomorrow and feeling different. Not because anything outside of you changed, but because you shifted inside. We simply need to use a new system to update the old outdated programs that house your beliefs and expectations within your subconscious mind. So I like to use what I call neurofusing, which is basically a process of intentionally rewiring neural pathways by combining deep mental rehearsal, emotional imprinting, and subconscious reprogramming. So it's not just visualizing. This process actually infuses your mind with a new reality so completely that your subconscious has no choice but to accept it as truth. And when this happens, reality follows.